Despite the fact that USA has announced and implemented the blockade of Strait of Hormuz, the peace will prevail. Why? Let me explain to you. This is Mehreen Manan and you're watching Suno English. The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement. That was Vice President J.D. Vance's headline-grabbing statement after 21 hours of marathon talks in Islamabad this past weekend. Immediately, the internet exploded. Failure, diplomacy is dead, war is back on. But everyone is conveniently ignoring the 5 words that came right before that. We have had a number of substantive discussions. If you think 47 years of blood, sanctions, and enmity can be wiped away in a single 21-hour session, you're not watching a peace process. You're watching a Disney movie. Today, I'm going to tell you why the Islamabad talks were not a failure. They were a foundation. Rome was not built in a day, and peace won't be either. Here is why it is not all doom and gloom. Let's look at the scoreboard of history. People expect instant results in the age of TikTok. But diplomacy moves at the speed of a glacier. The Korean War. Negotiations did not take a weekend. They lasted 2 years, from 1951 to 1953, with 158 separate meetings before anyone signed a thing. The Vietnam War. The Paris Peace Accords? Those took 5 years of grueling back and forth. 1991 Gulf War. Even fast diplomacy took a solid month of high-stakes Geneva meetings. And of course, the 2015 nuclear deal. To get the original JCPOA, it took 18 months of breakthroughs, followed by total breakdowns. And here we are expecting 47 years of US-Iran tension to vanish in 21 hours. Let's be real. The fact that they stayed in the room for nearly a full day without someone walking out in the first hour is, by historical standards, a massive win. You do not bring the big guns unless you are serious. Iran did not just send a few mid-level diplomats. They brought a 70-person delegation to Pakistan. That included Speaker Ghalibaf and Foreign Minister Araghchi, the heavy hitters of the regime. On the other side, the US sent the Vice President and top envoys like Kushner and Witkoff. This was the first direct, face-to-face, high-level meeting since the 1979 revolution. Both sides brought their experts. They were not just talking, they were negotiating. We don't have Rome in its glory yet, but they are finally clearing the rubble to set the foundation. Here is the secret. Both sides have their hands tied, and they both know it. For the US, the strategy of blockading the Strait of Hormuz is a double-edged sword. Yes, it starves Iran of oil revenue, but it also sends global energy prices into the stratosphere. That creates a domino effect. Allies start getting angry, and American public starts feeling the sting at the gas pump. President Trump is feeling that internal pressure. For Iran, they are staring at a possible regime collapse. Their currency is in free fall, and the military losses from US and Israeli airstrikes are mounting. They need those sanctions lifted to survive. Both sides are currently in a pressure cooker. Trump announcing a naval blockade after the talks is not a sign that the talks failed. It is a sign he's ramping up the leverage for the next round. So when you see the no-deal headlines, remember, the fact that they are arguing over 10-point and 15-point plan means they're finally speaking the same language, even if they haven't agreed on the numbers yet. The ceasefire is fragile and the rhetoric is loud. But J.D. Vance did not say goodbye. He said, "We'll see if they accept our best and final offer." The door is still open. Peace is a marathon, not a sprint, because this game is far from over. I'm your host, Mehreen Manan on Suno English, and I'll see you at the next update.